Oh, okay. Alright, we'll start off the game with a chess match. So let me just send it over. Okay, you're playing as white this time, okay? We'll play the Sicilian defense. Okay, your turn. I'll capture that there. Now you get a double pawn. Oh, okay. Oh, it's free rook here. Okay, so we'll do a take back. Alright. I take your pawn. Now your queen's under attack. trade rooks. Capture pawn. Queen here. I'm attacking your rook with my queen, okay? So you have to watch out for that. You can't get out. So here, check. Yeah. See, I double attack your rook and queen. There's only do you know how to get out of the double attack? Yep, that's correct. You check first. I think I play here, and then you can move the rook out of the way. Yeah. I'll just take this pawn. Oh. Check. There might be checkmate after this. So you block it, right? I take it, and then you have to take it back, right, Tony?
Yes.
If you play that, it's checkmate. Queen all the way up to f1 checkmate. Okay, so take back. So I'm just gonna take back all the way, okay? Because the bishop move wasn't that good. Okay. I mean, I could have checkmated earlier, but I could have tried to with push pawn, but your rook was blocking it. I'll explain that a bit later. Bishop to the side isn't a good move, okay? Because it allows the queen to block off these two squares, which blocks basically this pawn, and then you can back rank checkmate, okay? So you have to watch out for this. Okay, queen attack knight, yeah, you can play that. I'm gonna move up. I'll play this. Okay, I'll play a rook here. I'll play rook here. Oh, you're trying to go for a checkmate, but unfortunately I do a check first. This is a discovered check. What is my rook attacking? Your queen. Okay? So now you lose your queen. So Tony, do you think that was very good? So moving the rook queen over, you can play that move, but after I moved my knight, what was I trying to do? I mean my rook over, what was I trying to do? I was trying to make a discover check, right? So you have to move your queen out of the way. Or move your rook to c6. Okay? Yeah, that can... yeah, you can move it out of the way. I'll attack your bishop then. Oh. You're gonna take it. You lose. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. You can try it. But... well, you get checkmated. You first off, you can't really checkmate because I always have a square to run to. And you get checkmated in 1 here.
Oh,
Okay, Tony? So, Tony, come back to Zoom, please. Alright, so we'll go to analysis board. Okay? So, the game you play, or flipboard, so we can see it from your side, okay? Now, the problem with what you played here was, yeah, this is Sicilian defense, right? Capture, yeah, capture. Yeah, here you gave yourself a double pawn. Usually I would play something like a bishop over here to block off this pin. Right, Tony? So you usually play... So this is how you counter pins. Okay, Tony?
yeah.
You counter pins by playing bishop here to stop this pin, okay?
Yeah.
Right, because right now, what do you see? You can't move the knight because you lose your king if you do move it out, right? So this is why I'll probably play a bishop if you capture. At least I don't get a double pawn. Okay?
Yeah.
So castling here might not be too good, but it's fine, okay? Because now your pawns are a bit weak. Alright, they're all isolated. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright, now bishop here, I couldn't really bring my bishop out either way, because this was like on my own square and you're guarding this square. So how to play like bishop out here and then I could castle. Yeah, so this is a pin, right? I couldn't move my knight. What you should have done here was push the pawn up. Right? Can I move my knight? No, I can't move my knight. Or else you capture the queen. Okay? So in this position, I have to attack back. So I have to capture. And you can capture again. Okay?
Yeah.
So this move, I can't do anything about the knight. I have to attack back. You can probably even play this move. But it just messes up the king's position. But yeah, I'll probably just capture it for now. And then you have to capture back. And you capture this. And then capture. Now you have like an exposed king, right? You can like check over here. Maybe give other checks over here. Okay, Tony? Do you see this?
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah.
you know what to do in a pin. So in a pin, you want to apply pressure. You want to keep attacking this piece. Right? Usually you want to do it with a pawn. It works even better. Because you could trade a pawn off for a knight. Right? So here will be the best move. Unfortunately, you didn't see it. Okay? You did try to attack the bishop, which was okay. Yeah. That can work. Yeah, so now you kept trying to attack this. So I try to play bishop here, pawn here to first. You can't really play this now because I take that, and then this queen's a bit open up. I mean, you can still try. You can still play this though, okay? But it's just even the pieces, okay? Okay,
Yeah.
the points are a bit even, and then I get my rook over to this file. So you can try it, but it doesn't work that well. Okay, so I play pawn here, capture, and you have to move a bishop. Okay, yeah, but attack him up. I think this should be a good move here. Maybe no, you can't attack it yet because I can push the pawn over here. Alright. Yeah, capture, the queen here, rook here, rook, yeah. So basically I was just putting more focus on this pawn, right? So maybe you could have played rook here instead. But here, knight here is a very annoying move because you can't do anything about it, can you? Why would you play your rook back? What do you mean by rook all the way back? What did you have like a meaning in mind or something?
No.
No. Why did you play rook here then? You're not sure? Well, I mean, maybe we're trying to defend somehow, but I don't think people play rooks here. Okay? Alright. Not sure why, but I can't really tell anything. First off, I'll probably play rook over here just to defend this pawn. Or maybe I'll just even sacrifice it. Maybe like push the pawn up. Okay? This is what maybe I'll do. trade rooks, capture. And now I just take extra pawns, okay? You're just giving me 3 pieces. Yeah, I could see you were trying to go for a back rank checkmate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could try it, but there was a tiny little escape route for me, right? This is why you push the pawns up. So you can just have a king escape, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, here I told you about this, right? You decided to play something like this. Check and attack the queen. Okay?
Yeah.
So keep in mind, you always move the king and then you have your queen taken. So you have to watch out for these. Not sure why would you take that. Why did you decide to take that? Did you just have like no move?
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of had to, because if you moved it out of the way, you would have been checkmate, right?
Yeah.
It would have been checkmate. So wherever you went, even if you capture that, can I checkmate here? Oh, I can't checkmate now. As soon as you captured, I could have checkmated now. So mainly it was because your pieces were in a bad position, and your king was a bit exposed, too exposed, with too many back rank threats. Okay? So usually good ideas here will be to keep the rook on the bottom file. Okay? So make sure your rook is on the bottom. Okay? That's what usually people do to counter these things. Okay, so pawn here was actually quite strong. Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I couldn't see a way for you to checkmate. Even if I played some random move. King checkmate, you can't check here. No point going here. You probably check and then you go here. And that's it. You could try maybe pawn here. But that's not going to do anything, is it? Right? Even if you try like queen here check or just capture and then capture. And the king's still free. So your checkmate plan wasn't as efficient or as good, okay? See, you need to make sure it's a bit better. And plus, you need to watch out for these things. And you were down a couple of pawns, weren't you? Alright?
Yeah.
You were down a couple of pawns. Alright. So, any questions in this game? Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, no questions. We're just gonna board editor. Right, for today we'll learn about, do you know the 5 liver attack? Or 2 knights defense?
A little bit.
A little bit? About which one? 5 liver attack or 2 knights defense? Which one? 5 liver?
Yeah.
Oh, so you know how it starts off with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c3, 6, knight f6, knight c, knight f3, and then knight c6, and then you play bishop out to c4, and then knight to f6, right? This is a 2 knights defense. Okay, it even says over here. Okay. Now usually white plays knight to g5. Okay, what they're trying to do here is to do the double. After capture, you get a double attack. Okay, the free double attack. That's what they're trying to focus on, right? Because in chess, these 2 pawns are the weak pawns. Okay, so watch out for those. All right. Now for this one, after this, black would usually try to defend. Okay, so how? What are the ways for black to defend this? Or maybe just to stop it. Stop the attack. Do you know? The first... we'll flip the board then. So as black, the first common one is probably just to pawn block it, right? After pawn block, capture. And then they go for the gambit. They sacrifice their knight after capture, queen check. Okay? Now, this is threatening a lot of things, right? It's threatening to take the knight. Now, the only square the king wants to go is here. Why? Because you want to defend the knight. Wherever you go, you might lose your knight and everything. Right? So you want to defend your knight, of course. If you go to here, it's a instant checkmate. Okay? You get after capture. You try to block. checkmate. Okay, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
It's a check. It's a mate in a couple moves. All right. So
Yeah.
it's checkmate for this one. So you can't play king here. So you want to play king up to here. Defend the knight. Okay.
Yeah.
If you play other moves, bishop was king here, and then knight out. If you, let's say, played a random move, let's say you play rook here, you're gonna get checkmated again. Okay, let's say you just play rook here. After check, the king only has 3 squares to go. Okay, these 3 squares.
Yes.
If you go here, this is the safest square to go. Okay. If you go to one of these 2 squares, you get checkmated after king here, queen check. Only square up here, and then checkmate. Knight here, checkmate. Okay, all these squares are being guarded off. These, right, and then the knight is guarding these 2. If you go here, it's just the same principle. You also get checkmate after capture. Queen check, only square, still here. You can block this in this case. You can block it. You can block it with queen, or you can block it with bishop, or maybe even knight. But if you don't, and you go up, also checkmate. Okay, so this is the danger square. Okay, don't go to e7. All right. Now after this, after you try to defend the knight, what did they do? They apply more pressure on the pin. I told you this last game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want, right, the best thing in chess is to apply more pressure to attack the pin, right? The more attackers, the better it is. Alright? Okay. Now, black has 2 options. Usually they play knight over to these 2 squares. Here isn't that good because it blocks the king off, blocks the bishop, and blocks the queen. It just blocks everything off. Okay? So usually people don't play that one. Now people usually play knight here. Knight here to defend the knight and to go for the double attack. Okay? This is what they usually play. Now of course, if you do try to capture it, then you're still gonna lose your knight. So usually people just castle. After capture, attacking the rook, you can just capture this. Check. Okay? They can't go to the danger square, they'll probably go to one of these 2 squares, right? I mean, these squares are still being blocked off because even though the knight's not here. So they'll probably go like over here. And now they just play the rook over. Okay?
Yeah.
Now the knight might be Now the knight might be trying to escape, but wherever it escapes, the king's still in the center. You can still very easily attack it. You can, let's say, just get your queen over here. Here they'll probably play this move. So you might have to adjust your queen over here. So you have to watch out for that. Mostly, they sometimes get the rook out. That's the question. So they get the rooks out. You can try attack the knight. I think here's attack the knight. This is where he has no squares to go to. Alright. So you attack the knight here. And now he has no squares to go to, apart from here. And now you just play rook up, or maybe just keep attacking, because the king is still in the center. These pieces are still very weak. Okay?
Yeah.
So this is what usually happens if they play knight over here. They usually try to go for an attack, but just castle. Just move the king out of the way. Alright?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just put knight here, bishop here. Now, after trying to attack this is one of the ways to stop it, right?
Yeah.
There's also another way called the Traxler counter gambit. Okay, bishop to this square. The Traxler counter gambit is seems a bit weird for now, but for now, after bishop to here, white usually captures the pawn, right? Double attack, free double attack. Now they don't move the queen; they capture this instead. Check. Okay. Now very likely, the move they'll do is probably just to capture the bishop, and then you play knight capture pawn. Check again. Now, they have many squares to go to, but the most common ones are here or one of these 2 squares. Okay? Now, if they go to here, let's say they go here, you can go for a check. Right?
Yeah.
If they move the king, let's say here, because they don't want to move the king here, do they? If they move here, one
No.
move checkmate. So after check, they move here, check, only square, check, only square, and then checkmate. Right, knights are guarding. So knights are guarding these off, and the queen's checking the king. So that's a checkmate. If they go here, it's also the same thing. They have to stop this checkmate. Alright. Usually the point maybe they can try like queen here. But then they also have this threatening them. Right? The king's on this
Yeah.
wonderful gigantic pin. Knight's trapped. Okay, so knight can't move. It's a pin. So usually they don't play this move. Same thing, they can also get checkmated. Now if they play on this one, you also have this threat. If you try to like block it, attack the queen here, right? You might try to attack the queen. You just have to capture, check, capture, and then you check, capture. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, you probably want to move the king, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
only these two squares. If you move here, you lose your queen. Okay? You lose your queen.
Yeah.
So of course you want to go to this square. Now going to this square, you can't capture the queen anymore, right? Or can you?
Yeah.
After knight check, king has to go somewhere. One of these squares. Okay? Wherever they go,
Yeah.
they lose the queen. Here, you lose the queen. Okay? Who cares about a rook?
Yeah.
You got a queen and a rook. Okay?
Yeah.
And then you might be even you might be able to take this bishop as well. Okay? If they want to
Yeah.
defend it, they're most likely to play knight here. If they want to defend the bishop, of course. So knight here to attack the queen and to defend the bishop. That's probably the best move here. But then you do get like little slips in the game, in the board. So you have to watch out for that as well. So yeah, mainly it's just you lose if you play one of these two moves. All right. So after queen here. Now the only move they'll play then is to this square, right? Most likely they'll play something like king to here. Now after king to here, and then you play the queen out, right? You're threatening
Yeah.
checkmate. Checkmate. This is checkmate, right, Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah. So after pawn, you capture, capture. Can you take the rook? No, you can't. It's being defended. So you just take this instead. Check. Only square? Yeah. Now where did the king end up to again? This column. The F column. After rook to here, you got a wonderful pin again. Now some people might be thinking, why can't you castle? Right, you could castle. Also doing the same thing. But first thing is, well, your the enemy bishop is also kind of pinning your king. And second off, usually people will play the move queen to this square, threatening one move checkmate. So now you got a bit more to handle in your hands, don't you? So now you probably wanna not castle. So usually they just bring the rook over. Now the most likely play the same thing again, try to pin, okay? But it's not doing much.
Yeah.
Now, if you try to pin, now you play. Oh, no, it should be a knight here. Just saying, there should be a knight here, and there should be a pawn here. Is it? Yeah, there should be a pawn here. That knight is not meant to be there. Sorry. So these pieces are. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Right. Now after queen here, now you play pawn to this square. Okay. Might look like a free pawn. Most likely they'll take it because they still want to defend the knight. Right? They can't just move it out of the way. They'll check. You lose the knight and everything. They can't play that move. So they have to take it, and then you play knight here. Now what is this knight threatening? This knight is threatening a lot of things, right? So it's
Yeah.
threatening attack to pawn and threatening e1 square, right? So most likely,
Yeah.
white will probably play a piece over here to defend it and to defend the knight. Now, of course, you'll be sacrificing another piece. And after capture, is the bishop defending the knight? No, it's not. Now you can check. Okay. After king goes here, you check again. Now, if they go to the bottom, you check again, and they go up, right? Only square. And now what do you play? Do you see the winning move? Tony, do you see it?
Queen to e4.
Queen to e4. You lose. There's a bishop there.
Oh.
You have to be careful. Alright, I'll give you a hint. It's with the bishop. Do you see it now?
No.
You still don't.
No.
Bishop to this square. Double attack. Check and attack the queen. They have to take it, and you check. And then they go to a random square. Let's say here. Okay?
Yeah.
So now let's count the points. So you have you have rooks. Okay? You have rooks cancelled out. These 3 pieces for the big queen. The pawns trade off. Right? So now you're up 3 points. You're up 3 points. Okay? You're up 3 pawns. So you're up 3 pawns. The enemy king is under threat. And you can still castle. You can like just castle over here. And keep your king safe. So do you think you're in a better position?
No.
No? Why? Why not?
Mm.
Why not,
Why
Tony?
not? I don't know.
You don't know? You're up 3 points. The enemy king can't castle. They have 2 undeveloped pieces. You can castle any time. And you can attack the king at any time. Right? How's this not a good position? How's this not a more of a winning position? Okay? So this is a Traxxas counter gambit. Alright? So, did you remember it?
Yeah.
Kind of? Okay.
Yeah.
Not all of it, did you? Now, usually people after this move, after you see they bring the bishop out, you almost instantly know they'll be attacking this piece. So if you don't want to mess around with the Traxxas counter gambit, you can play pawn e here. Okay? You instantly stop this knight from coming over. Okay? And you're safe from this. So after castle, you can probably just develop. Everything's back to normal. Alright?
Yeah.
Let's play bishop here, king here. Something like that. Alright? And then there is no attacks going on anymore. So maybe if you want to counter the fried liver, if they played, wrong order, sorry. And then bishop here, you almost instantly know they're gonna play this next. Okay?
Yeah.
And then you just play this pawn to stop it. Okay, but this is the 2 knights defense of the knight here. Okay. Some people also play this one. So after knight capture. But this one isn't as good because there are a few little force. So after capture, if they capture it back, you can push the pawn up. Okay?
Yeah.
They most likely try to move it back. Capture. If they don't, if they capture it straight on, if the bishop capture, your queen captures. Attacking the knight. They have to move the knight. Let's say they move here, attacking a queen. Then you can capture this pawn. Alright.
Yeah.
And then they go here. You capture another pawn. So, if they try to defend it, let's say they try to defend the knight, you can still play something like a pawn here. Okay, no matter what, they have to move it. You can still capture it. Alright. So that is one of the methods, but after capture, if they don't capture it back, if they continue to capture this piece, now you have to play queen out, threatening checkmate here. Okay? Oh, bishop's not here. If they usually people play the castle move. Alright. You then play bishop out. If they take the rook, you gotta check, but that's about it. Or you can try just go for a knight check. I mean knight attack the queen. Okay, there's not much with the best move to counter is just the castle. Okay, even though there's many pieces attacking it, you can't really do anything. Okay, so the problem is, so this one's not gonna work as often, so you want to play the Traxler counter gambit. Okay, now there is a little trick though. If people do fall for it, if they play in pawn here, what happens after pawn here? Look, it's stopping the checkmate, right? Because this is a checkmate. If they capture this, checkmate. So this pawn is stopping the checkmate, and it's attacking the knight. So it's attacking the knight, and it's attacking the rook. It's a good move, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a really, really good move. But unfortunately here, you can play queen here, check. You open up this file, this diagonal. Okay? Now after check, what are the 3 ways to stop it?
Block it?
Yeah, you can block it, you move the king, or you try to capture it. Can you capture the queen?
No.
No. So it's only block it with a pawn or move the king. Is that correct?
Yes.
Alright. So let's go with the king moves first. If you try the king, checkmate. King, check, only square, okay, only square. Check, only square, checkmate. Okay? So you can't move the king, can you? No, you can't. Now what about pushing the pawn up?
No.
Same thing as Traxler counter gambit. After capture, capture, check. Now if they can't go here, they lose their queen. So they most likely want to play king here, right? Or they want to block it.
Yeah.
If they block it, what do you play? If they block it, you can take the knight. Okay?
Yeah.
It's just a free knight. And the pieces are being pinned. Okay?
Yeah.
So if they play block it, they'll lose the knight. And then you'll be up pieces. You'll be up a rook. Okay? Now, they can't block it. If they have to play king here, right? They can't play king here. They lose the queen. They have to play king here. Same thing. Knight check. Only square. These 3 squares. And then you lose the queen either way. Okay?
Yeah.
And then you also have, you can even have like threats over here. Alright, now if they play here, then they can play this move, which also blocks this off. But then they have this. They have like so many checkmates. Another checkmate over here. Right?
Yeah.
So king here isn't as good. It's not as good. If you're gonna play, king here is not that good because it's gonna be a checkmate, right? King here and a checkmate. So that's not good. So king here, it's also not good because of this. King here is also not good. Well, you still lose either way. So king here, you still also lose it. That's right. Yeah, you still lose it. So you have to go king here. After check, you choose one of these 2 squares. You don't want to go here, because after check, you still lose a bishop. So either way, I think you still lose a bishop. Over here, you still lose a bishop. Okay? Yeah, this is the gambit if you're trying to go for it. So this one is just, no matter what you do, you can't do anything about it. Now, what happens if you don't take it after take, right? What if you don't capture it? Let's say you capture the rook. Now you play check. Okay, now you play check. Same thing goes on. If you go king here, checkmate. If you go king here, check, here, check, here. There should be a knight here, and a checkmate. Okay? So either way, it's still gonna be a checkmate. Now, why couldn't you take the knight? Because the queen's checking. Okay? The queen's checking, not the knight's checking. The queen is. Alright?
Yeah.
Okay. Understand? Any questions?
Yeah.
So this is a 2 knights defense. The Traxler counter gambit. And the knight capture the pawn. E4 pawn. Knight capture E4 pawn, I don't recommend it. Because usually it doesn't work. So play the Traxler counter gambit. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright. You think you got it? Okay.